everybody, it's Amaya. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how you can make sure that you slay your makeup for prom this season. I'm going to be giving you all of my prom makeup related tips and tricks that will ensure that your makeup will look absolutely flawless and absolutely amazing throughout your entire night. Okay, so now that I'm done sounding like an infomercial, let's get right into it. So all the products I mentioned in this video will be listed in a blog post, and the blog post will be linked in my description bar. So I'm going to be listing all of my favorite products that I would choose to use if I were going to a prom, or that I did use or I use on clients, everything like that. Just my favorite prom related makeup products in general will be listed in that blog post, so go check that out if I don't mention them in the video. Okay, so my first tip is to take good care of your skin the week before. If you're someone who has a very strict skincare routine that you are on top of, good for you. I wish I was you. However, I tend to go in phases where I'm really good with skincare, then other times not so much. If you're someone who doesn't concentrate too hard on their skincare, or you don't need to, or you're someone like me that goes on and off, make sure that the week of prom, you make sure that you really take care of your skin well, because that's going to make sure that your base is not just clean the day of, but it's nice and refreshed and beautiful. You can do the week of, the 2 weeks of, 3 weeks, it doesn't really matter. The minimum week of. So ways that you can do that is to make sure that you wash your face every single night, regardless if you've worn makeup that day or not. Exfoliate. I like to exfoliate like twice, sometimes 3 times a week. It depends on your skin type. If you have oily skin, you might not need to exfoliate as much, but if you have dry skin, you really want to make sure you get rid of that dryness and get all those oils working in there. Make sure you also moisturize every morning and night. Try to do a mask or two, either the day of or the week of. I like to do a mask the day of prom, because then my skin is nice and refreshed and clean and tight and moisturized. It's an extra beautiful condition. But if you just don't have the time, or you just don't really want to, try a day before, 2 days before, just something to really get all those issues situated. If you have dry skin, try something that's nice and hydrating and plumping. If you have oily skin, try something that's going to draw out any dirt and oil, that sort of thing. So I'm going to put a few of my favorite masks that I would personally choose to use in the blog post, so go and check that out. Also, before you put on your makeup on the day of, if you get your hair done before, make sure that you wipe your face off with a makeup wipe. And the reason I say this is because you're going to have a lot of hairspray, a lot of gel, a lot of gunk all over your face, and that really will affect the wear of your makeup and the look of your makeup. So make sure that you take a makeup wipe, or I don't know, makeup remover, anything, and just wipe down your face and get all of that off, and then moisturize and all that sorts of good stuff. Tip number 2. Don't make any drastic changes. So this goes for hair as well. You don't want to make any drastic changes to your hair. Wait till after prom, it'll just make things easier. Don't make any drastic changes to your eyebrows, especially, because your eyebrows are something that take practice, at least for me. And I feel like for a lot of people, they take a lot of practice to get right. So if you make a drastic change to your eyebrows the week of, or the day of prom, you're gonna have a whole new issue trying to fill them in. Also, make sure that any new products that you want to use, you test out beforehand. Don't try to use them just the day of, because from experience, I know this will cause you a lot of stress and a lot of uncertainty. When I'm doing my makeup for a prom, I want everything to look perfect and amazing, and if I haven't used a new product before, I don't know how it's going to react, and it could mess up my entire makeup look. Tip number 3, go long wearing and lightweight with your face makeup. So that means don't cake it on too heavy. Prom is one of those times when you really want to experiment and do cool and look glam, at least for a lot of people, especially makeup enthusiasts. Prom is like your time to shine, but make sure that you don't cake it too much, because I promise you, you will regret it. So on the day of prom, for my primers, I like to go with something that's pore filling, that's going to smooth out all of my pores, and then I like to go for something illuminating, because I have dry skin, to make everything look nice and natural and dewy. If you are someone who has oily skin, go for a smoothing mattifying primer, and then make sure you moisturize your face really nicely. Even if you don't want to do any illuminating, make sure it's really nice and moisturized, because that will actually help your oil stay in control. Go very lightweight with your foundation. Do not try to cake it on too much, because I promise you, you will regret it. Caking on a lot of makeup can tend to make us look kind of dry and cracky and just not good, and it can just be uncomfortable. So make sure that you go nice and lightweight. If you want to go for a full coverage look, try to go for a foundation that's also lightweight. So for concealers, do not try to highlight intensely. Trust me, again, you will regret it. Go for something more natural. If you want to go really, really glam, go really, really glam, but try to keep your skin and your face looking fresh, because it'll give all that room for your eyes to shine. So even though we are going lightweight, make sure that you do powder your face. Even for my dry skin girls, everything will just look a lot more seamless if you just add a light layer of powder. One thing though, when you're looking for a powder, watch out for flashback. You do not want to have a powder that has silica in it. So a powder that is heavy in silica will feel very, very, very smooth. It'll probably be labeled something like HD, and it'll look stark white. That is a no, 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 because it will flash back so bad in photography. You will look like you have giant whiteness all over your face. You will look like a ghost, and that is not something that I assume most people want for prom. And lastly, for your skin, make sure that you set it with a setting spray. Dry, normal, combo, doesn't matter. You're going to want a setting spray. They just stay so nicely. They make your makeup like suck in and stay. And for those dry skin girls of you out there, if you put on a setting spray and you feel like your face kind of feels like cracky, take a hydrating face mist and just kind of lightly spritz it all over your face. It'll give you a nice dewy finish and kind of take down on the uncomfortable matteness. For your eyes, make sure that you are priming and setting them. You do not want your eyeshadow creasing. It is not a cute look, I promise you. You will feel so upset. If you do use a concealer to prime your eyes, do make sure you especially set it with a powder. Please, please, please. Set with a powder or a light colored eyeshadow, something. A lot of times regular primers don't need to be set as much, but for concealer, you definitely want to set it. Blend like a crazy woman on the day of prom. Sit there and blend, 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 blend. I promise you, you will not regret it. You will be so happy, because choppy eyeshadow will show up. It won't look good. It won't make you feel good. Make sure you blend. Make sure your liner is long wearing. Trust me, having a liner that's not long wearing and wearing it for a time when your makeup has to be long wearing is not a good idea. So again, if you're trying out a new liner that you've heard is long wearing but you're not sure, make sure you try it out just to be extra cautious. For lashes, don't go too cray cray. I know there's a lot of people out there that love wearing lashes on prom. I actually wore lashes to one of my proms and not to the other, because I went for a simpler look to the other prom I went to, and honestly, I don't regret it. Personally, I'm a lash person. I love wearing lashes, but for that day, I just didn't feel like it worked. And I ended up loving my makeup, and I ended up thinking it looked fine. So don't feel like you have to wear lashes to prom. If you're not comfortable putting them on, you just don't like them, they're uncomfortable, whatever, you can still make your makeup look amazing. But if you are a lash girl, don't go too heavy, don't go too crazy. If you are using lashes, make sure that you use clear lash glue if you don't have any liner on, and use black lash glue if you do have liner on. A lot of people just use clear for both. You can do that, but I personally prefer using a black one. I just think it makes everything look really nice and clean. And go over your lash band with the black liner again, no matter what eyelash glue you wear, as long as you're wearing liner. And for those girls that don't want to bother with lashes, if you are wearing mascara, try to make sure it's waterproof. I personally don't have issues with my regular mascara running, but if you are someone and you just don't want to take the chance, make sure you go for a waterproof mascara. It'll hold your curl longer and it'll keep your lashes looking perfect. Number 5, tips for lips. I think that liquid lipstick on the day of prom is key. It's just gonna stay the longest, honestly. A lip stain if you're going for a more natural look, and a liquid lipstick if you're going for the full glam, and to put a lip liner underneath, because that will really, really help you. So number 1 tip for lips: exfoliate and moisturize. Do this when you're doing your face. Do it the day of. Stay away from sticky gloss. If you want a glossy lip, make sure that you try out the gloss beforehand, or you have experience with it and you know it's not going to be sticking to your hair and all over the place, because let me tell you, you'll be so annoyed. I hate wearing gloss just for that reason. But if you do want to go for a gloss, go for something nice and lightweight, and make sure that it's not going to bother you getting stuck in your hair and all sorts of stuff. So if you are planning on wearing a regular lipstick, not a liquid lipstick, maybe just don't like the feel, maybe just want to wear a regular lipstick, make sure that you bring it with you in a little purse or in somebody's car, whatever, so you can reapply it. I even brought my liquid lipstick with me to prom to reapply, just in case. I didn't end up having to, but just in case bring it to reapply. And last but not least, number 6, we're going to talk about the actual application of your makeup. So, like I said, go long wearing and lightweight. That's the best thing you can do. But for actually applying, after you've wiped off your face, I like to prime to let that primer sit in, and then I like to do my eyes first. It'll be so much easier to clean up your mistakes, clean up your liner. Any fallout won't be getting all over your foundation. Do your eyes first. Use a sponge. It will make your makeup look so nice and beautiful and flawless. They're just awesome. If you do use a brush, make sure that you really blend well so that way you don't have any streaks, any brush lines, anything like that. Less is more. Do not feel like you need to cake it on extra for prom. If you want to, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. But if you're someone that's not too sure, try to go lightweight. It will just end up looking more beautiful and more natural. Blend your contour, blend your blush, blend every little bit of everything. Just blend, 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 blend. And last but not least, please make sure you are doing your makeup in good lighting. I know there's been so many horror stories where people think they have good lighting, they put on their makeup, and then they look and you look like a clown. That happens. Before I had a lighted up mirror, I would do my makeup in front of the window if I was going to important events, just because in natural lighting you're able to see exactly what it's going to look like outside. It's just the best option. But if you do have like a lighted vanity like this, or a light up mirror, or a ring light, anything like that, do your makeup in front of that, because that will guarantee that it will look absolutely flawless. Make sure you have good lighting. And I think that's it, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check the link in my description bar. I will have all of my favorite products that I would personally use for prom listed down there. Check that out. If this video helped you, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if you're going to prom, what your situation is, if you liked any of these tips, if you have any more tips for anybody else who's watching this video, let them know. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be an empties. So I've